Alright y'all, this week was a great week for trailers, and today I'm going to be breaking down and giving my personal thoughts on the biggest three that dropped this week, and that would be The Smashing Machine, Weapons, and Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Some of these I'm excited for, some of these I'm not, and you're gonna hear about it. But before I get into it, please be sure to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with the latest videos just like this. Alright, so first off we have The Smashing Machine. This one's probably one of the more interesting ones and unique ones. It stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, portraying former MMA/UFC champion Mark Kerr, aka The Smashing Machine, in a story based on the true events surrounding Kerr's life and rise through the MMA world, which was unfortunately derailed by his opioid addiction. So, right off the bat, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in this movie looks unlike we've ever seen him. I mean, he's no longer in the jungle, he's no longer playing in an action comedy type role. This seems straight drama, and he looks almost unrecognizable. I think they did a great job with the prosthetics and everything, and he's actually acting in it, which is pretty crazy. I'm not saying he's a particularly bad actor, but he's very one note. He doesn't really have much range in the movies that he does because they're always in the same genre, action, adventure, sort of family movies. But in this one, this seems like a straight, serious drama, which is very rare for an actor like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. But honestly, I think it looks pretty promising. I think that he actually is giving a pretty good performance in the trailer, at least. And one of the things that gives me hopes about this one is that it's directed by Safdie, which is one of the Safdie brothers, and they made one of my favorite movies, Uncut Gems, and they also made Good Time, another good movie. So I really like the sort of vision that these directors have. They always try to go for a really realistic approach. Everything feels so real and tangible in the movies that they've made, and this one seems no different. You can just tell right off the bat that the way everybody's interacting with each other in this movie, it feels very real. It feels very grounded. So I kind of like that. This is just one of the Safdie brothers, but still, I think that I really like the way it looked and everything. And alongside Dwayne Johnson, it stars Emily Blunt as well. She's actually very good in it, and this is not the first movie that they've done together. They've actually done a few movies, I believe, in the past. I know they did the Jungle Cruise movie. I don't know if they've done any other movie together, but I think they already have that kind of camaraderie between the two leads, so that's going to be very good in a movie like this. And normally I'm not a huge fan of based on a true story movies. I feel like they end up kind of being constrained by their subject matter, but this one does seem pretty interesting, and I think I will probably want to check this one out when it comes out because it's got a lot of things going for it. So, and who knows, maybe Dwayne Johnson gives a performance unlike we've ever seen and ends up winning an Oscar. Okay, maybe not that far, but you never know, you know. And especially in a movie like this, you needed someone that's completely jacked but can also play a more serious role. So I think that it was pretty good casting overall, and it was definitely giving me The Wrestler vibes if you've ever seen that movie. It's a great movie if you haven't seen it. But yeah, I think I'm semi excited about this one. I think I'll probably end up checking it out. I'm not super hyped about it, but this one definitely is on my radar, and I'll be adding it to my watch list. Alright, next up we have the movie Weapons. So Weapons is an interrelated, multi-story horror epic about the disappearance of high school students in a small town. That's sort of the synopsis, and to be more specific, it basically follows a particular night where all the children of the town basically get up at 2:17 a.m. in the morning. They go downstairs and they just run into the darkness of the night, or the morning should I say, and just disappear. And to me, I love sort of ominous, creepy, yet simple premises like this, where they can expand on it. There's a lot of questions, you know, why did this happen? What's the significance of the time? Where did they go? All this stuff, and the trailer is so well put together. Honestly, I definitely recommend checking it out in its entirety because I saw a teaser beforehand and they didn't show too much. They just showed kind of the kids running across the street in the darkness. I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. And they just dropped the official trailer, and honestly, I think the cinematography looks really good. I think the premise is very interesting. I'm a sucker for good original horror movies, and this one seems like it's that. And it's also a good sign that the director is Zach Cregger, which is the director of Barbarian, a movie that came out a couple of years ago, and that was a really surprising, very good sort of original horror movie, also written and directed by him. So that's a good sign already, and I think that having a good vision as well for this movie is going to be really important. And as far as the stars go, the two main ones are Julia Garner, she's very good, and Josh Brolin. I think he's a goated actor, honestly. He has such a great filmography, and he seems to be once again holding it down in this movie. So yeah, I'm really excited about this one. Again, big fan of original, creepy, ominous horror movies, and yeah, just keep them coming, honestly. I think this one I'm definitely excited for. Definitely putting it on my list of movies to see. And finally, we are wrapping up with Now You See Me, Now You Don't. The third installment of the Now You See Me trilogy, or franchise, if you will. So yeah, what to say about this one? So on IMDb, the plot is undisclosed, but from the trailer, it looks to be yet another magic heist situation with the Horseman, except this time with a couple of new additions to the team or something like that. It appears to be that Jesse Eisenberg's character is kind of in shambles with the rest of the Horsemen or something. He makes his own group. I don't know, something like that's going on. And the heist seems to involve some high-level sort of criminals, if you will. Something about a diamond they're trying to steal from these people who trade with drug lords. Something like that. They explain it in the trailer. So that seems to be the plot line. Once again, infusing magic into it and comedy. So for starters, if I'm really nitpicking here, the title, Now You See Me, Now You Don't, that should have been what the second movie was called. That was the opportunity to do that, but I guess it's better late than never. Somebody was saying it should have been Now You Three Me. Also not a good option. But anyways, what do I think of these movies? I think the franchise, it's fun. It's the type of movie that you shut off your brain. The first movie, I remember seeing it in the theater, and I was entertained by it. It absolutely made no sense. The plot twist at the end of the movie with Mark Ruffalo made absolutely no sense. That was definitely one of the worst twists I've seen in recent time, even though the movie's not recent at all, but still, in modern movies, probably one of the worst plot twists I've seen. But, I mean, I remember the movie being fun, and then the second one was pretty lackluster, honestly. I think that I'm sure people found entertaining. Definitely was a step down from the first one, which was okay. But yeah, I mean, you can't go into these movies expecting a lot. They really are just sort of fun, action-type movies, and they are implementing something that you really don't see a lot, and that, of course, is the magic element of it. I think that the idea of having these magicians during this heist is something that's really creative, something you don't really see very often, maybe for good reason, but this movie fuses that sort of magic element with the heist element. The only problem I have is that all the magic involved in it is not really magic. They are basically wizards. Like, this movie doesn't take place in reality, honestly. I think this is simply for the fun of it, because all the magic, quote-unquote magic, that they're doing is just ridiculous. It's actual magic. It's actual magic. It's Harry Potter more than it is reality. But again, movies like this, you're not supposed to be taking them super seriously or anything. As far as the casting goes, we have pretty much the same, you know, four horsemen: Isla Fisher, Jesse Eisenberg, Dave Franco, and Woody Harrelson. I believe those are the four main people. Then we have Morgan Freeman coming back, Daniel Radcliffe's coming back, Mark Ruffalo's coming back for some reason, and then we have the new people in the gang, which are played by Ariana Greenblatt, Dominic Sessa, and Justice Smith, which they've been around the scene in different movies. I've seen them around, all of them. And then Rosamund Pike as well. She's joining, not the Horseman, but she plays sort of the villain, it looks like. But yeah, it's the same kind of crew and cast again coming back. I mean, you know, their chemistry's alright. Again, it's nothing to write home about, but again, it's gonna be sort of a fun movie. I think I'm probably not gonna see this one personally, and if I do see it, it'll just be to sort of laugh at it, and again, shut off my brain and just watch something kind of nonsensical. But yeah, this one is definitely on the low side for me in terms of me actually going out and seeing this in the theater or even in my house. So yeah, we'll see. But there you have it in the trailer corner: The Smashing Machine, Weapons, and Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Let me know below which one of these are you most excited for and which ones you'll actually be checking out. But thank you very much for watching. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button, stay up to date with the latest videos just like this.